downtown Grafton, you will find the beginnings of a music label that was nearly lost to time after closing in the Great Depression.
Producer Carl Lett shares how the community left its mark on American music and how people in that area are preserving its place in Milwaukee Black history.
It may not look like much to someone passing by, but a unique part of Wisconsin history can be traced back to this now empty plot of land in Ozaukee County.
Well, it was a little known secret that we even had this in our backyard back in the early 20s to 30s.
All that remains at this site next to the flowing Milwaukee River is a concrete foundation and a rusted power wheel, but pieces to a very important puzzle for Grafton historian Angie McRiley.
A lot of that history was left out, almost like it was a little footnote, when in reality it really shaped a lot of who we are.
That history is a story of Paramount Records.
It was a subsidiary of the New York Recording Laboratories, which was a subsidiary of the Wisconsin Chair Company.
The Wisconsin Chair Company, headquartered in Port Washington, made phonograph cabinets, and to drum up business, they came up with a unique marketing plan.
They were included as a freebie in order to promote the sale of their furniture.
Paramount Records made acoustic recordings of popular blues and jazz musicians.
And they produced 25% of the nation's race records, is what they called them. Basically, it was music by black musicians.
Most of the records that they made were sold in cities like Chicago, Detroit, which had pretty significant black populations at that time.
Reggie Jackson is a Milwaukee black historian and talks about the importance of these records.
Jazz music, blues music was really a way that people who performed in our community really expressed their views about the world around them. And it's an important part of the way that we kind of showed our resilience dealing with some very difficult times in our music.
The music styling of the first blues and jazz artists still have a hold on culture today.
If you think of the recordings in Grafton as the center of this circle, people like Charlie Patton, Skip James, Son House, Ma Rainey, those recordings influenced other musicians like Johnny Lee Hooker and Muddy Waters, B.B. King, and it just keeps going around and around, and you get to Bob Dylan and you get to Led Zeppelin. Locally, a lot of people don't understand that the music that we turn on the radio to listen to was directly influenced by the recordings that were made by Paramount Records in southeastern Wisconsin.
Historians say 1,600 songs were recorded during that time at Paramount Records.
This is the precursor to a lot of rock and roll music, and everyone, I think relates to that, but how did it come about? This is where it started.
Paramount Records, a unique part of Wisconsin's black history and American history, something that can be treasured and shared for generations to come.
You can learn more about how Grafton is celebrating Paramount Records in this story. Find it at tmj4.com/blackhistory.